What's up, YouTube? This is Yoki here coming at you again with another deck profile. This one I did a really long time ago. This is a Joey cosplay deck. After Dragons of Legend 2, we had another addition to the deck, which was really nice. Which was Roulette Spider. And the deck that I'm doing profiling is his Battle City deck profile, and as I mentioned in the earlier video, Joey is my favorite character that I've seen so far on the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, and out of all the different eras in each of the animes, I should say all the arcs and all the different animes for Yu-Gi-Oh, Battle City was my favorite. And yeah, so without further ado, I might as well get right into the deck profile. So to start it off, the monsters, we have Alligator Sword not Alligator Sword Dragon, just Alligator Sword. This is one of his best main deck monsters in my opinion, but one of my favorite. I shouldn't say one of his best, but one of my favorite in his deck. Next one is Axe Raider. This one's a really nice card, really nice pick for him as a high attack power monster. But then again, with the current meta and the meta at the time, this was a really good card. But with the meta fairly soon afterward and whatnot, once they started getting proper archetypes, this card wasn't a really good card anymore. He played Baby Dragon, obviously, with 4000 Dragon and Alligator Sword Dragon. He played Battle Warrior. It wasn't really an amazing card for him, but oh well. He won Fortress Whale off of a duelist that he played, and won in Battle City with the Ant rule, or Ante, or however it's pronounced. He didn't actually get the Ritual spell card for this, but it was a normal monster in the manga and didn't require the Ritual spell card in order to be used, which was cool. He didn't use this card, but this Flame Manipulator. It's one of the fusion materials of Flame Swordsman. I've built this deck to have Guilty of the D-Knight and Flame Swordsman in the extra deck. So with that being said, I had to put their respective materials in the main deck. He obviously played Gearfried the Iron Knight, one of his favorite monster cards that he ran in the deck at the time. Also, probably one of his best monsters at the time, too. Played Guilford the Lightning. He didn't get this really off at all, but it's obviously his best card in his main deck by far. Guardian of the Labyrinth, another fusion card. A fusion material card used for, I believe, Guilty of the D-Knight. Garuzis. This card is probably one of his worst cards in his main deck, on the basis that it's a tribute summon for 1800 attack points, and he's got monsters in his deck that don't require a tribute summon and have equal to or more attack power than it. And then he's got the Hayabasa Knight, which is a decent tech choice for the time, meaning that I can attack twice. Insect Queen won this off of Weevil Underwood, and almost has an identical effect to what the show had, and unfortunately this is just a really bad card in general. He won this Jinzo off of Esparoba. I have the Tinzo version, the one that came in the tin. He had Little Wingard. In the show, this card was called Tiny Guardian. I don't know why they had to change the name. And then the Mizaki, the legendary swordsman. The fusion material for Flame Swordsman. Parasite, the card that Weevil had another young duelist slide into his deck, into Joey Wheeler's deck. Panther Warrior, one of his staple monster cards. And then Protector of the Throne, the one that fusion material for Guilty of the D-Knight, if you did not know. His trump card, his ace card of the deck, in the show that is. And one of his favorites is Red Eyes Black Dragon. Rocket Warrior, the first ever print from the tin. Took us years to get a second print of this card, which came out, I believe, this year in 2015. One copy of Swordsman of Landstar. Pharaoh's Servant, first ed Legendary Fisherman. And to round off the monsters, Time Wizard. In the show, Time Wizard was a spell card, funny enough. And then to actually go into the spell cards, he had Foolish Burial. I believe it was seen in his hand. He never actually played it. But I think it was more to combo off with Monster Reborn, like I mentioned in the previous video for this deck profile. Fortress Whale's Oath. This card was not required in the manga. I don't believe it was required in the anime either, as I believe in both cases Fortress Whale was a normal monster instead of a ritual monster. Obviously, his giant Shrunade to get rid of back row for protection. Graceful Dice, the one of the two cards that he used to help win against Esperoba. He has two swords, Legendary and Lightning Blades. Legendary Sword and Lightning Blade. Monster Reborn is another one of his main cards, which he absolutely did not use very often. Polymerization, the one card to get out of all of his fusion stuff. Pot of Greed. This card obviously is way overpowered. Question. Gotta love this card. I like to run this in Bujins as well. And funny question that I like to ask when I play this card in Bujins is, what came first, the tortoise or the hare? The card that we just got in the Dragons of Legend 2, Roulette Spider. We're just waiting on one last card to complete his Battle City deck. Salamandra, equipped spell that was also seen in his hand but never actually used, I don't think. Scapegoat, saved his butt a few times. Shield and Sword, another card that he used to love using. And Silent Doom to round off his cards. Silent Doom was seen in his hand but never played. Go into the traps. Collected Power, same thing. This was seen in his hand but never actually used. Energy Drain. In the show, it was a spell card, not a trap card. Fairy Box, he used. And then Gamble, he also used Gamble. I think he used it once. Grave Robber, he used it a couple times to steal opponents' cards from the graveyard. Kunai with Chain, he absolutely loved this card. Magical Arm Shield. Nutrient Z. And last but not least, Skull Dice. And that rounds off his monster spell and traps. He, including the one card we don't have, that's still an anime exclusive, he ran a total of 48 cards, and we have a total of 47 that are currently printed in TCG. And to go into his fusions, he ran Alligator Sword Dragon in the show. That was the only fusion card he had. In the show, both Guiltia, the D-Knight, and Flame Swordsman were both normal monsters, not fusions. And Thousand Dragon was his last fusion monster. This card wasn't an actual card. Baby Dragon aged when when the effective time wizard in his favor. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment in the comment section below, and let me know what you think. And yeah, so I'll see you guys later.